Well, that's a great win for us. We took care of business. Got to take care of business at home in league play, but at all times. That's a good team over there. 2 9-2 teams going at it. Kyle Smith does a great job, and his coaching staff. Coming into tonight, obviously their metrics are really, really high, and I find myself talking more about metrics than I ever have. I don't know if that's good or bad, but defensively, they're just so long. They're so big. You saw it tonight. They're one of the top teams in the country in blocking shots, and there was, especially that first half. I mean, they blocked a lot of them. It felt like they were everywhere. I thought we really settled in, obviously, in that second half. I mean, to score 49 points and a half against these guys, that is incredibly difficult to do. So I do want to thank our crowd. I thought our crowd really impacted our game tonight. I thought they really got into it and were very, very active. We didn't give them a lot to cheer about in that first half. And then obviously going down 40-34, we called the timeout. And I had a good conversation and really proud of how our guys responded in a major way in every facet. Rebounding, because they were getting I think I think they had 3 offensive rebounds in the first 5 possessions of the second half and scored. And that's what they do. They're elite at getting to the offensive boards. But after that, I thought we were able to get a bunch of stops in a row. Started the game getting 9 straight stops, I believe. Got that jump, and then obviously then we weren't very good, the next 15 minutes or so. But a lot of good things at the end of the day. But more so, I'm just proud of how we responded, getting down 6 and calling that timeout and how our guys reacted. And BC played like a senior. During that timeout, he just took it on. You know what I'm saying? Like, just handled it like a man, like a leader, like a veteran. Raleigh did the same. Gabe did the same. And then we got going. But we were able to get a lot of stops together. Did a great job on Isaac Jones. Isaac Jones is a very good player. We held him 4 for 16 from the field. He has 12 points on 21 possessions. That's really good defensive efficiency. And then the other guy is Miles Rice. Miles Rice can really get it going. That kid is a big-time playmaker. And to hold him to 7 points on 14 shot attempts, that was big for us. We really protected the rim at a high level tonight, 9 block shots. And then offensively, really settled in. This game is always a hard game. Playing Washington State, it's a it's a rock fight. It's just every time we play these guys, it's just an ugly game. But then I thought we really settled in. And then on top of playing these guys, it's your first game after Christmas break. So having the 9 days of not playing, combined with kind of our non-conference schedule, the way we went into Christmas, we just didn't have a lot of game reps. So it showed, I thought, offensively, just kind of out of rhythm. Some of that was them, some of that was us, but then we really, really settled into that second half. Obviously, Gabe got going, which really stretched them out. BC got it going, inside, outside. We just made a lot of the right plays. Raleigh was Raleigh again, like he always is. He guarded Rice the whole game. And then I thought Davon really gave us a great spark. You could kind of see him. He looked a lot different tonight than he has the last 2 games out, just kind of settled in. I thought he competed hard on both ends of the floor, brings some different kind of pace to us, really had great vision, finding shooters, and just played really within himself, 5 assists. So 22 assists on 5 turnovers, lowest turnover game of the year against the team. That was one of our 3 biggest keys, is take care of the ball, because these guys force – I know this is a long answer, but these guys force and get a lot of catastrophic turnovers, meaning they turn it over and they get dunks the other way and layups the other way. And I think the only that I can recall was I think they had 1. So that was a big part of the game, is not letting them get easy offense off of our offense. So great team effort. We shortened the bench. Like I told our team, this team is a deep team. We have a deep team, and I think that's what good teams have, is depth, versatility. And so tonight it was some certain guys, and 2 days from now when we play in 36 hours, it could be a whole different handful of guys. Last guy I didn't talk about, Keba Keita, I thought really impacted the game with his shot blocking, rim protection, and he just played with a lot of force and a lot of physicality. And that's what you got to do when you play Washington State. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow.
Great. It seemed like during that stretch in the second half where you had the most success, Davon was on the floor, Keba was the flow of the game. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. The flow of the game was much better. Is that indicative of kind of the lineup that you're hoping to have, or is, like you said, is it just more the situational?
No, I don't think. Well, it could be. I'm not saying it's not going to be. I think that stuff all plays itself out, right? Guys got to earn it. Like I do believe in our depth in a major way, and on any given night, it's going to be different guys. So, but what I was excited. I mean, obviously they got, it's 40-34. I thought we were getting out toughed. We had a good start to the game, although we had some empty possessions. I mean, we were up, what was it? I don't know, 8-0 and whatever to whatever. But I felt like we should have been up more. I thought we settled. I thought we took some bad shots, out of rhythm shots. And that's not us. We don't do that very often. And again, if you want to look at there's two ways to look at it. Or did we lack discipline, or we're trying to get our own? And I don't think it's that. We've never shown that. So I do think it was more of the break of Christmas and their defense, right? But I just thought we were really settling on the offensive end. I thought we competed hard defensively the whole night. But we didn't play with the physicality we needed. And Keba brings a lot of physicality, right? And we went with Davon, I thought he had a really good first half. He didn't play a ton in the first half. I mean, he played probably more in the first half than he did the first two games. But it just felt like we needed, just a little different juice, so to speak. And the way he was guarding, we were really excited about that. So, I just think it was the way the flow of the game. Every game is such a unique and own masterpiece, I guess you could say. And it just happened those two guys were out there a lot tonight. And those guys were really cooking, and it just felt like, we hardly subbed in the second half. Those five guys out there just had a great look to them, and we were going to ride them, give them a quick little breather to BC and Keba at that one little spot. And then, of course, when Gabe got his fourth foul, took him out for a couple minutes. But we were going to ride with those guys because they were really competing.
In your eyes, what's the biggest difference that Davon brings to the floor? Just what does he bring, I guess?
Well, for our team, Raleigh's such a good point guard. He's just a really good player. He does everything. Like that guy, there's nothing that guy doesn't do. And everybody loves to play with him. So Davon just brings us another ball handler, right? When you can play Davon and Raleigh together with Hunter in there, like those three guys are our best handlers. So having another guy, and then Raleigh doesn't have to, Raleigh's guarding almost always the other team's best perimeter player. Then he's always playing point guard, and he's logging a ton of minutes. So I think it gives him a chance to kind of breathe a little bit, you know what I mean, and just find his spots. But Davon is obviously, he's a very good handler. He can guard, and you saw how he's sneaky rebounding wise. Like Raleigh can really rebound, Davon can go get rebounds. And you saw a few of them tonight where it's like a 50-50 ball, and he's the one winning that, jump ball or tipping it to a teammate. So he's got a high IQ. And then, of course, just his speed. Made a couple really good plays in transition tonight. The one that really stands out is the one over the top to BC. I think BC was trying to dunk it, got fouled. That was a really good play, right? And I thought he pitched it up ahead a few different times to lead to some really easy baskets, whether it was direct or one more pass. But he just brings a different dimension to our team just with his speed, athleticism.
That pace that he brought in the second half really kind of stood out.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you want to see more of? Is that something you hope to see out, I guess?
Yeah. That's something Davon and I were talking about is like, okay, and I told him this when he checked into the second half, like you have to play on attack. You're a good player. Trust your instincts and play. I think, but it's hard. But then I'm also like, put yourself in his shoes, right? That guy's hardly practiced with Lawson and Keba. He's practiced more with Keba, but not as much with BC, Lawson, Raleigh, Gabe, right? So like he's still kind of feeling out how he fits into the equation. I thought he passed up a couple opportunities in the first half where he could have just drove it in transition, had a seam, but just didn't take it. And I was like, no, be a player, like be who you are, right? And I thought he really settled in. But like on the flip side, it's his third game since last January. So it takes time. Basketball's a rhythm and timing game. It takes time to settle in. And at the end of the day, he's had 5 practices since he's found out he's been able to play. So Certainly, I felt like he was going to play better tonight, even though it's the best team he's played against. But just simply having 3 straight practices after Christmas to kind of find his way a little bit, if that makes sense. And certainly that second half, he played the best he's played as a Runnin Ute. But going back, like, it's not just lip service, guys, when I say we want to be the Runnin Utes. I know I've said this for 2.5 years now, but this year we have become that. Like, we do play with good pace, and we want to run. And the teams I've coached have always been good in transition, and we're not where we need to be that way with some of our decision making, but I think we're getting there. I feel like we're getting there.
I mean, you guys were 0-6 in the first half from behind the arc. Obviously, Gabe comes in. That part of that resolve is him making those shots to kind of start. And how much do those shots really kind of relax you guys and allow you guys to just really kind of settle in as a team?
Gabe kind of has that way about him. First of all, threes are such momentum plays, both ends. When the other team makes threes, it's not deflating, but it's not far from deflating. And when you make them, the fans really get into the game. And I mean that. Like, our fans were outstanding tonight. I thought in every facet they were locked in. When we were making threes and dunks, like, they were exploding, and they let their opinion be felt on some other things, which was awesome. But that's what, like, home court matters, right? Home court matters. And but Gabe can be a security blanket, right? Just our guys have ultimate confidence in him. The guy works his you-know-what off. Dude's just in the gym nonstop, working on his game. He's made such a monster step. And I think we were 0 for 6 from the 3 at halftime. And then I think it was probably out of that timeout, off the out-of-bounds play where he hit the one in the corner. And then he starts feeling it, and he can get it going. And our guys look for him, right? And he really works hard and plays without the ball to find openings in the defense, and our guys were able to find him. And then, of course, BC started getting it going too, kind of in that middle half where he was able to stretch the defense and our guys were able to find him. So I thought that was obviously very, very big for us. But he is a security blanket, no doubt, and he's a big-time – Gabe's a really good player. Yep.
Taking it back to Davon Smith
Yeah.
defensively, you talked about Raleigh and
I'm sensing you like Davon.
Well,
No, I'm just kidding. No, it's good. No, it's good. It's his 3rd game,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it's new, right? So we've talked about Branden and Raleigh and Gabe and all the other guys enough. No, I'm just kidding. But,
Yeah, exactly. Over the years.
but his ability, his athleticism really shined on the defensive end, I feel
did.
like, in all 3 games. And his impact on that end of the floor is not just his play, but does it help Raleigh become a better defense player where he can essentially match up with whoever the best player is?
I think it helps everybody. When you don't, he brings a different, like, Raleigh's a high-level defender. Davon's a different type of defender, right? And so when you try to build your team, you do it so you have different, right, strengths and versatility, and you can play to different things. Okay, they're doing this, or this guy can guard this guy better. So Davon, just because he's so quick, it's hard to beat him off the bounce. It's really hard to beat him off the bounce. But he just brings a different element of quickness. He's got really quick hands. So he gets his hands on a lot of balls. There was a stretch there in that second half. He forced I don't know if he was credited with steals, but he got his hands on the balls that created 50-50 balls that we came up with that led to transition. And he has that to him. He's quick to the ball. He's really quick to the ball, whether it's rebounding or a 50-50 ball. So it does bring a different dimension to us. Now, we've kind of simplified our scheme a little bit, not just as our team. Sometimes we can do a little too much maybe. But it takes a little while when you have, I don't care if you're a veteran guy or not, right? Davon, this is his 4th year of playing. Lawson, it's his 3rd year of playing. Cole's his 5th year of playing. There's still an adjustment with learning new terminology, new scheme, what we're trying to do. So it takes some time. The good news for Davon is, even though it's game 3, he's been able to go through all this stuff. Now it's different because instead of being the scout team player, he's walking through to know exactly what we need to do. But we've been very happy with how he's been able to defend all 3 games.
Gabe, Craig kind of called you the security blanket, the guy that can kind of be trusted. Do you kind of embrace that role, or what do you see as your role on this team, especially tonight, in that your threes kind of sparked it?
Yeah, sometimes I just try to pride myself in just being consistent, being a veteran guy, 3rd year here. That's something. Yeah, I just try to pride myself in being a day-to-day guy who just who you're gonna get.
In this game, once that first shot falls, especially in a moment like that,
Yeah.
I mean, how much better does it feel as a team?
Yeah, no, it took a while to get going, but obviously as a good shooter, it only takes one shot. So, yeah, it feels good obviously to see one go in.
Keba, you guys had, I think it was 9 blocks tonight. You had 3 of them. Just what did you think of the defensive intensity you guys had tonight?
I think the first half we're not good defensively, and we picked that up on second half, and coach kind of got into us, so we have to pick that up.
I don't know if you saw that.
So yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but you're getting more and more time on the floor. You seem more and more comfortable. Just kind of talk about your game and how it's grown, especially this year.
Just it's a mindset, Just gotta go and compete. I just think about just go and compete, Whatever happens, Just go out there and compete. That's a mindset.
Gabe, kind of what's your thoughts on Keita's performance?
Yeah, obviously you can tell he's getting a lot more comfortable this year, and he's playing with a lot of force. And like you said, he's just going out there and competing, keeping it simple. And I've told this story many times, but when Keba came on his recruiting visit, we went out to eat, and we were just kind of sitting there pretty quiet, and Keba just tells me, I dunk, block, and rebound. And I think he's been doing that pretty well this year. You remember that?
That's what I do. Yeah.
Gabe, you've had 3 games now with Dave on. Just what does he bring rhythm-wise to this team?
Yeah, he's just a guy who's played a lot of games, obviously, and he brings a different kind of pace for us, and somebody who can. He's obviously pretty freaky athletic. Kind of reminds me of myself. But yeah, he really gets. He just brings a comfort level for us, and somebody who's, like I said, played a lot of games.
Yeah, but that's a team that likes to rebound. They do a good job at it. It seemed like when you were in the game, you really tried to take a focus on being the most physical out there. What was kind of your mindset, or did you have a mindset going into that, just trying to get the ball?
Yes, yeah, I did. We knew, very really good team, offensive. Getting to a ball, offensive ball, and so the mindset was, to just out-top him, just get there, be the most physical team out there, Yeah.
Seems like you and BC have had a nice connection, especially late in the game, where you guys were. I think he had a couple passes to you that you were able to get open pretty well. How's that connection coming along, and do you feel more comfortable with that?
We practice together every day. I don't really get. We just talk. It's just about communication. Talk to each other. Understand each other's game. So I think that was the key. That's the key of our connection.
Gabe, 5 turnovers tonight. I think that was the season low for you guys.
Yeah.
Just how important, especially against the Washington State team that came in, with that defensive pressure.
Right.
Leading the league in field goal percentage defensively.
Right.
How important was it to go out there and take care of the ball?
Yeah, every night is obviously important to take care of the ball, but in a game that was close for a long time, especially, it's important. And if you turn the ball over, it can get ugly pretty quick. So yeah, I think just a veteran group, guys who have played a lot of games, and I think just take care of the ball well. Yeah.
Last question. Caleb, would you say you like to go compete?
What?
Would you say you like to go compete?
Yes.
And when you block a shot with 2 hands, what goes through your mind? Why don't you just grab the ball?
I don't want to be called for a goaltending. I don't know if the ref have seen that before or not, so I'm just gonna, swipe it out of bounds.
There you go.